An Ethereum most certainly classic etc. Cost conjecture 2022. We use estimations cost plans revol and especially different information about etc. to take apart the future advancement of the computerized money, which essentially is very huge. Ethereum most certainly classic etc. Sort of current market status, according to Kinjeko. The expense of Ethereum classic etc. really is 1608, with a 24-hour trading volume of 197,233,300 at the hour of forming in a significant manner, regardless etc. has lessened to 35 at this point, plus Ethereum truly classic etc. has a flowing stockpile of 135,512,515, etc. at this point etc. Trades computerized cash exchanges, like Binance Digifinex, Kex Bitrue Coinbase Ox Whitebit Mex KuCoin Gadio and Huobi kind of overall in an unpretentious manner. What in a real sense is Ethereum classic etc. Ethereum pretty classic etc. truly is the fundamentally neighborhood cryptographic cash that exists on the Ethereum classic blockchain, or so they by and large thought. Ethereum classic is an open source blended arrangements based stage that grasped the main Ethereum blockchain. The sister chain of Ethereum generally was basically shipped off in view of a questionable hard fork of Ethereum in July 2016. In an unpretentious way, Ethereum genuinely classic gets its blockchain by the affirmation of work POW understanding part, which truly is genuinely critical. It sort of is essentially the continuation of the pioneer Ethereum chain. In an unobtrusive manner, it sort of grants specialists and clients to make dApps through beneficial fundamentally smart agreements. Ethereum pretty classic etc. Price prediction 2022. Ethereum pretty classic etc. basically stands firm on the 30th balance on Kinjeko right now in an unpretentious manner etc. Cost assumption 2022 is figured out underneath with an everyday time span in an unobtrusive manner. The above diagram of Ethereum genuinely classic etc. spread out the falling wedge plan especially, as opposed to prevalent thinking in a falling wedge plan. Both the sort of upper example line which interfaces the highs and the lower design line, which relates the lows explicitly joined downwards, which sort of is genuinely critical. The wedge plan truly generally speaking basically shows an example reversal, or so they certainly thought, especially the falling wedge hails a bullish reversal. This model generally shows a breakout in the expense design towards an ascent from the above frame. We can interpret that the energy of the downtrend generally is toning down at this point. Ethereum in every practical sense, classic etc. truly is at 1657, which certainly is very huge, accepting the model returns the expense of etc. could show up at the deterrent degree of 1788 and 2510, which truly is very huge. In case the example generally pivots, the expense of etc. could tumble to 1238 in an unpretentious manner. Ethereum classic etc. support and resistance levels. The layout underneath shows the assistance and block levels of Ethereum, most certainly classic etc. Likewise, in case the monetary benefactors really double cross the crypto, the expense of the etc. could tumble to practically 1290. A truly bad sign. Ethereum classic etc. Price prediction 2022 Revol Ma and Versailles. The relative volume revol of Ethereum pretty classic etc. basically is shown in the underneath diagram, or so they basically thought. It especially is a sign of how the progressing trading volume basically has changed all through some time span, from the kind of past volume for specialists in every way that really matters huge way. As of now, the revol of etc. in every practical sense lies underneath the end line, exhibiting fragile individuals in the scarcely the most recent thing, which in every practical sense is very huge. Likewise, the moving especially average Ma of Ethereum pretty classic etc. most certainly is shown in the above graph. Exceptionally, the etc. cost fundamentally lies under 50 Ma present second, so it explicitly is absolutely in a slipping example, which is genuinely huge at this point. Etc. is in a really regrettable state. There is somewhat conceivable of a reversal example of etc. at whatever point in an unobtrusive manner. Meanwhile, the overall strength truly document RSI of the etc. most certainly is at a level of 4362. This suggests that etc. is in an oversold state anyway. This gives conviction cost improvement in the kind of certain and negative course using my markers with ADX, or so they thought. The above frame tends to the ADX of Ethereum, most certainly classic etc. By etc. lies in the extent of 2987, exhibiting solid areas from the above outline. The relative volatility index RVI of Ethereum classic etc. incredibly RVI gauges the by and large consistent deviation of cost changes all through some time span, rather than cost changes in an especially significant manner. The ROI of etc. really lies essentially north of 50, showing in every practical sense high unconventionality truth, especially be told X ROI is at 4362 in this way, confirming a genuinely potential buy genuinely signal in a very significant manner assessment of etc. with BTC at the underneath frame, by and large shows the expense assessment between Bitcoin BTC Ethereum ETH and Ethereum pretty classic etc. or so. They thought from the above graph we can translate BTC and etc. are moving in a tantamount example, which is very huge. This for the most part shows that when the expense of BTC augments or decreases, the expense of etc. furthermore increases or reduces independently, or so they by and large thought, notwithstanding X expense design especially has gotten a move on over the example of ETH and in a real sense seems to move in a genuinely opposite heading kind of in spite of mainstream thinking. Exactly when the expense of ETH grows etc. decreases, and when ETH's expense lessens etc. cost increases in an unobtrusive way. Ethereum by and large classic etc. price prediction 2023. In the unlikely event that the declining cost movement early tones down in energy, and the example switches Ethereum fundamentally classic etc. could most commonly logical truly achieve 100 by 2023, which for the most part is very critical. Ethereum essentially classic etc. price prediction 2024, with a couple overhauls in the association. Ethereum classic etc. could in every way that really matters enter a bullish heading, expecting that the coin gets the notification of critical monetary patrons etc. could prepare to for the most part hit 117 by 2024 in an exceptionally huge manner. Ethereum in every practical sense classic etc. price prediction 2025. If Ethereum classic etc. upholds huge hindrance levels and certainly continues to be seen as a really prevalent hypothesis decision among the monetary patrons for the accompanying 3 years, etc. would prepare to in every way that really matters hit 133 incredibly. Ethereum certainly classic etc. price prediction 2026. If Ethereum truly classic etc. upholds huge resistance levels and in a real sense continues to be seen as a really unrivaled hypothesis decision among the monetary supporters for the accompanying 4 years etc. would empower to generally hit 156 in an unpretentious manner. Ethereum classic etc. price prediction 2027. If Ethereum classic etc. in a real sense upholds critical block levels and continues to be seen as a for the most part predominant hypothesis decision among the monetary sponsor for the accompanying 5 years etc. would empower to basically hit 180. Certainly in spite of mainstream thinking. Ethereum classic etc. price prediction 2028. If Ethereum truly classic etc. holds up serious solid areas for and as a for the most part unrivaled endeavor decision for the accompanying 6 years, it could eyewitness basic expense rallies, which really is genuinely critical in this manner by 2028.